How's it going, guys? Brian Bowman here, and welcome to the second episode here of our eCom Underground Daily. That's what we're calling it right now, so we'll go with that for a little while. If you have a better name, I am all open to it. I'm all about ready, fire, aim. So this is something that's been on my mind for a while. I've really wanted to put this together. Mainly for those of you who've been around since the beginning and saw some of my first super awkward Facebook Lives where I'm like, oh, I don't know, I'm just going to try it. You know that I've loved it from the beginning. It allows me to really, I feel like I'm able to really interact with you guys. And I'm really able to, I don't know, like when especially on a daily basis, when things come to my mind or when I see things work or when I hear something in a group, like I can share it with you right away and kind of give you hopefully some things that you can apply practically in your e-commerce business. So, and these are always going to be short. Like I'm going to really try to keep these succinct because we're going to do them every day, right? So we don't want to have 40-minute long videos. Usually they'll be about 5 minutes, maybe 10 if we kind of get off on a tangent a little bit, which I tend to do. But generally, I'm going to keep them really quick, kind of just an idea, something that hopefully will spur you into action. That is the main reason I created this group in the first place. It was to bring like-minded sellers together, people who have a shared interest, and we can encourage each other. You'll notice I have no tolerance for just people who aren't here to make the group better. Like I want this community to be one of the premier communities for e-commerce sellers. I want us to be able to support each other, share ideas, challenge each other on times, absolutely, but definitely always support each other. So with that, what I want to talk to you guys about today is yesterday I shared a little bit of a strategic and some strategic advice. So yesterday was the first episode of these eCom Underground Dailies. And I talked about how to start establishing your targeting and understanding, especially if you're going to target on Facebook, all of the options you have. You have so many options on how you can laser focus and pull your ideal customer out of the crowd. So go back, watch that. I share a resource with you that you can use, and I share kind of how to use it. But one of the things I don't want to overlook is I kind of want to take a step back, because what I find is I'm in a lot of mastermind groups. And some of them are like really high level. There's people who are just doing incredible sales across niches. I mean, like there's people in my groups doing $1 million plus a month in selling, all kinds of different products. And one of the things is when you hear that, you go right to the tactic. Like if they say, oh, we're using messenger bots in Facebook, we're getting people to subscribe, then we're sending them through this sequence, and it buckets them into different, lead magnets, which then get them opt-in. And you're like, sweet, that's what I need. I need Facebook Messenger apps. Or you hear someone, oh no, we're using Pinterest. We have, what we do is we pin to this board, this board, this board, then we recycle it, pin to this board, this board, this board, and you're like, oh sweet, that's what it is. I need to do Pinterest. So we get stuck in the tactics and we don't take the time to sort of build the foundation and take a step back and look at the concept. So I usually break things down into concepts or principle, but concepts, strategy, and tactics. And one of the things I want to caution you against, so there's two things I want to talk about. First is I want to caution you against going straight to tactics all the time. And it's easy if you come from the Amazon world, right? It's all about tactics. Like once you get your product up there, now it's tip, trick, right? Like tactic. Oh, put a dash here, put this there, get this person, game the system so now you can get these two things to do this and that and the other. And it's always about some next tactic. That will get you in tons of trouble when you now decide, all right, I want to build like a solid foundation, and I want to build something off of these, platforms that control everything, which is what we're all about, right? We want them to be a spoke in the wheel, not the entire wheel. So when we do that, now we have to take a step back and we got to talk strategy and we got to talk concepts. So we will get to tactics. Tactics are the fun part because that's the doing, and then we see the result and we're like, oh, sweet, that worked. But for that tactic to work, it has to be set with the right foundation. So there's four kind of things I just want to frame today in your mind and get you thinking about. And they're kind of the four ways that I look at any campaign, anything that I'm gonna work on. So I had a friend come to me. He has an audience of about 50,000 people. He's selling his product, and he just was not getting his ads to convert. He was paying I think he was paying like upwards of 15, on some cases $60 per conversion, but he was paying about $15 to $20 per conversion on average. It was just way too high. And he's like, where do I start? He's like, could you take a look at my landing page, like my funnel? Is that the problem? And we just took a step back. And instead of looking at one piece, we looked at the whole thing. So the first thing we did, we looked at his targeting. That's like the first domino that falls. If that first domino falls and hits the next domino, you're all good. But if you don't get that first one to fall, if it falls at like an angle and now this guy just stays up, it doesn't matter how good this guy is, this domino has to knock this one over. And targeting, that's number one. So make sure you are to the right people, that you're talking to the right audience, okay? So targeting, and that's what we covered kind of yesterday's FB Live. The next thing is going to be your ad or the thing that has a call to action. Now, what we're always going to talk about in this group is going to be direct response marketing. And direct response, all it means is we want people to take some action. We have a call to action in everything we put out, whether it's an organic post in our community page. If you've built a fan page of dog lovers, then when you post, there's going to be generally, and there are exceptions, but let's say generally, there's going to be when you want people to do something, you're going to have kind of a direct response. If you're going to put an ad, 100%, there's going to be a call to action, like click here to do something. It doesn't have to be to buy, but click here to even learn more. Click here to get, to download whatever. But we always do direct response because we want to be able to measure if this thing is actually working. General branding campaigns, chances are if you're in this group and if we're having this conversation, you don't have a huge budget to spend on a general branding campaign, right? Just to put your name out there. So it's all going to be about direct response. So there's going to be the targeting, there's going to be the ad or what they're going to see. And inside of that ad, there's copy and image, right? There's creative. The next thing is what's the lander? Like what's the landing page? Where are we sending them to? And this is where most people kind of want to start because they're like, oh, I want to make sure the headline is good. But if you don't get the targeting right, to then send people to the right thing that's going to get them to take action, then whatever you've got on the landing page doesn't mean anything, right? So we start targeting, we get their attention, we communicate with them, and we bond. We get them to actually take action. Then we get them to the lander. On the lander, we have an offer, so you got to get the right offer. And then we have a thank you. We have the other side of the offer. And on the thank you is the one thing that everyone's like, oh, they put up a thank you page and they're done. These are people who've opted in. They've raised their hand. They've said, yeah, I'm interested. I want to learn more about you. So let's give them more. So those are the 4 things that have you consider: your targeting, your ad or your call to action, your landing page or your offer, and what do you do with them after that? Those are the 4 points we want to look at. That's usually where I start with any type of optimization, and we just handle them in that order. So hopefully that's helpful. We'll be diving into all this stuff, but I just wanted to sort of get you thinking, get the wheels spinning, and sort of plant that seed. And I don't see any questions, so I guess I'll leave it at that. But guys, thanks for hopping on. Again, we're going to make these short, but they're going to be every day, so I encourage you to tune in. I'm going to post an update in the group every day, so you'll be able to get a reminder. It'll alert you. It'll say, hey, Brian's going to be on at 3 p.m. Eastern, on at 3 p.m., and I think it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. All right, I will talk to you guys soon. All right, bye.